Hi viewers, this is Easy to Learn Microsoft Excel Lesson 2. The second lesson in the 5 series lessons where we're going to be learning the basics of Microsoft Excel. I'm your instructor, Vincent Hope, and in this lesson we're basically going to be learning 2 things: how to perform calculations in Microsoft Excel and how to use functions. So let's switch to Microsoft Excel and see what we want to achieve. So I click on Microsoft Excel. Now this is exactly what we want to achieve. We want to have a sample data of some students' scores. Here we have serial number, we have names, we have 3 subjects, maths, and the scores, English, computer. We have the total score here. We have deviation, we have average, we have percentage, we have remark, and we also have position of the students. So this is exactly what we achieved. So let's go to a fresh sheet. Now go to lesson 1 sheet. Now we have, this is what we want to achieve. We already have serial number, we have the name here, we have the subjects, maths, English, and computer. Now the first thing we want to calculate is the total score. The total score, how do we calculate that? In maths, in Excel, to generate a formula, you start with equal sign, then you put, for example, I'm using summation now. I generate the function. The function, it's a formula that you only add the values and it generates the results for you. So I type sum. You see, Excel already has so many functions here. Sum, if, and the rest of it. We'll deal with that later. Now, so we have sum. So we put an open bracket. Now, sum of what? We're starting with this data here, 80, which is on C3. I click it. Notice here it is on C3. So it has already appeared here. Then you add a semicolon, which you are telling Excel you want to add the sum of some cells. Now I remove the C and I add it, and I said from C3 I want to add C3, D3, and E3. So I'll just say C3 to E3. You can to E3. You can see the blue highlight has come from C3 to E3. I close the bracket. You see the formula: sum equals to sum, open bracket, C3 to E3. Then I press enter. You can see it has summed it. The summation of 80, 75, and 50 will give you 205. Look at the formula on the formula bar here. You see it there. Now, to generate the other one, I can repeat the same process here. Equal to sum, open the bracket. Now this one is not C3, now it is C4. C4 column, remove this, to E4. E4, then you close and you press enter. You have 185. Now, if you have a long data of 200 names, 1000 names, you can't continue to do for each one of them. So Excel has a provision. You click on the last one you just did, then you come, you see the cell, the mouse pointer is a white cross. Then if I bring it to the edge of this point, this edge, bottom right edge, it becomes a black cross. I click, hold the left mouse button, and I drag. It fills the remaining with the answers of the summation of the remaining. That means the formula has been copied downwards. So we see that. So we click here, you see that it's sum C5 to E5, sum C6 to E6, sum C7 to C7. Watch it on this formula bar. Now that is for total score. So the formula again is equal to sum from the first cell you are starting, column, to the last cell you are stopping. Now let's come to deviation. Deviation, I just want to teach you how to subtract using subtraction in Microsoft Excel. So we want to just deviate from the total score a sum of 5 marks, just to practice. So we'll type equal to, close bracket. This one we're not going to use any function. We will now say what is total score. This score here is on F3. You can click it here, F3. Then you say minus 5. because I want to remove 5. I close the bracket and I press enter. You can see that 200 minus 5 will give you 205 minus 5 will give you 200. Now, I don't have to repeat the same process all. I just need to come to this place. From the white cross, it changes to a black cross, and I drag it down. It does the same thing for each and every of them. So that's how to use minus. You can use plus or any other mathematical function. Now, we come to average. Average, I want to find the average of the total score. Normally in mathematics, to get average is the sum of the numbers. For example, we have 80, 75, and 50. You add the 3 of them, then you divide by the number of subjects, which is 3. Maths, English, computer. If there are 4, divide by 4. So to get the average, you can say equal to, you can now open brackets and say F3 slash, which is for division, divided by 3, and you close the bracket and press enter. Now that gives you the average. You see that? Check the formula by equal to F3 slash 3. Another way you can get average, you can say equal to A, V. When you type A, V, you see average appears. So let's select the function of average. Average. Then as you click it, then you say from where to where. You can now, this one you have to select the range. You now select from C4 column, remove this one, to D4, to E4, sorry, E4, E4, you close it, you press enter. So any of them will give you the same formula. So to copy the formula down, you come, highlight it, put the mouse pointer there, then you drag it down. So that gives you for average. So I gave you 2 ways to solve average. This is the first formula. You can just take the total score, divide by 3, or you use the function average from C4 to E4, which is the same formula I copied for the remaining 4 scores. Now, percentage, supposing I want to calculate a particular percentage of the total score, for example, a particular percentage. So I can say equal to, close bracket, I want to take 50%, for example, I will type 50%. You see that? 50%. Multiply it by what? The total score, which is F3. I can type F3 there, and I close the brackets, and I press enter. So it gives me 50% of the total score is 102.5. I want to get the same formula down, I click and I drag. So it gives me the 50% of each of the total score. Now you can use it, apply it anyhow you want, but I'm just here to show you what to do concerning this. Now we go to a remark. Now, for example, you want to know the students that passed and the students that failed. Normally in a school, the pass mark is 50. If you watch the average score here, you can see that all of them passed except this person, Ricardo. This is Ricardo record 3. He had 44.6. So how do we do that? How do we tell Excel to be able to separate them? Then we use another function called if. So on the first cell, which is J3, I type equal to, open brackets, then I type if, open bracket, if, okay, I type if, then I type what, if, now what's the average we're going to use? H3. If, okay, sorry, instead of equal to, I type equal to, if should come before the bracket, if H3 is greater than 50, which is what we want to do. We put a comma sign. If H3 is greater than 50, Excel should register pass, close the bracket, else, which is comma, Excel should register fail. Then you close the brackets. Now, before I press enter, let's look at the formula again. Equal to, if H3, which is the average we're taking, is greater, that's the greater sign, than 50. If we're using 50 as your pass mark, comma, you have inverted comma, open inverted comma, pass. Type what you want to that pass. You close it, put a comma sign, then you put inverted comma, the next thing, which is first one pass, the next one is fail. You can use any word you would decide. Then you close the bracket. You press enter. You can see that the first person, David, passed. Look at the formula here on the formula bar again. The first person, David, passed. Then I want to register for the remaining of them. I click bottom right, the black cross shows, and I drag. Now you discover that what? 4 of them passed, only 1 person failed. So that is how you generate. Now remember the formula again. If H3 greater than 50, column pass, comma, fail. You see it? That's how you generate that. Then finally, we want to be able to know the position of each student in the class. You have 50 students, 30 students. You want to know who came first, who came second, who came third. You can generate that in Excel. So how do you generate that? You use the rank function. You say equal to, you type rank, you open brackets, rank A, you select what you want to use to rank. Let's say we are using the average score as a rank. Rank A, H3. Now you now have to select the range of the rank. Now so rank H3, that's rank this one, comma, from, you now say from H3 again to H5. You now close your bracket and I press enter. Now let me go there again. Look at what it says. On the formula bar, I say equal to rank H3, rank this cell, rank the data in this cell, comma, between H3 and supposed to be H5. Let me change it here. H7, because the last data didn't stop at 5, stop at 7, so I put 7. So rank this number rank the number, this number you have selected among the numbers that were among this range, which is the one from H3 to H7. Now let me drag. You see it's a bit different. You can see now it's not giving you adequate. It's saying 1, 3, 3, 3. Now you will see the reason why. So I click the first one. It is H3 between H3 and H7. Now I click the second one. It says H4 between H4 and H8. It's not supposed to be like that. So I double click it. So I'm going to rank H4 between H3 and still what? H7. What is its position between H3 and H7? It says number 4. I double click this one too. It says rank H5. Yes, which is correct, but between H3 and H7. Again, you can see now this is the 5th position. It's beginning to show the position. I double click again. I say rank H6 between H3, because H3 to H7 is actually the range. But Excel is trying to copy it based on the formula we gave it. But we have to correct it. So you can see this is second position. Then rank H7 between H3 again and H7 and H7. So press enter. Now if you notice, it is now added. If you look at the highest score here was 68.3, took the first position. The second highest score was 62.3, took the second position. The third highest is 62. The fourth highest is 61. And the 5th highest is what? 44. So you have learned. So look at the formula for each on rank. Rank H3 to H3 between H3 and H7. Rank H4 between H3 and H7. We are watching the formula bar now. Rank H5 between A3 and H7, it must be the same range for all of them. H6 between A3 and H7, rank H7 between A3 and H7. So if you rank them properly, you will get the proper ranking of each of the students on the proper position. So far, what have we learned? We have learned total score, deviation, average, percentage, using remark function, and using the rank function. So I advise you to go through this video carefully again so that you can master this and get sample data to practice it, so that you can master how to use the mathematical formulas and the functions. Thank you. See you in lesson 3.